I'm from the Midwest Renewable Energy Association. I'm really happy to be here, and I'll present about solar training opportunities and basically lay out the framework that we're functioning under for training program capacity building. And then we're lucky enough to have Tim Wilhelm to the back of the room, and he'll present next more specifically about the types of training that he has led and developed. So how many of you folks are familiar with MREA? How many of you have been to the Energy Fair? Maybe you want to go last year? We've been around for quite a while. We had our 21st annual Energy Fair this last June. We usually get about 20,000 people come to that. It's a big educational event that has over 100 workshops and many exhibitors. And I would highly recommend you guys come on down and see a renewable energy party. It's a good time. We also offer hands-on workshops. This year, I think we've offered more than 140 workshops. Last year, we got training about 2 workshops. And Sarah Sharp was in the audience over there. She was at MREA, and she had critical development our site assessor program and still manages that program. And the MREA trains and certifies site assessors as people and help site customers assist. Sarah, how many site assessors? That's growing, and then we talk about that in a little bit. We're also a demonstration site. We have solar hands-on mock solar photovoltaics roof and a solar from the roof, a number of PV systems and small wind generators, and some sustainability features. And we also, for the last 2 years, have offered an event specifically solar for home installers, which is solar home conference, which happens in we have, as you can see here, we have wind generators, solar electric systems, training groups, product demonstration programs. It's a great campus. And tours are free. This is kind of what it's been looking like for us over the past 6 years. And, what this graph really shows is that in 2004, this is pretty much the number of students that went through our training programs, just under 500. And those students were predominantly homeowners and enthusiasts and advocates that were really looking to use renewable homes or neighborhoods. And now if you look at 2009, we're at 4,500 students, and the vast majority of those students follow that graph out to 2010, we've peaked real consumption you can see that we offer solar, water, wind, PV, general, which are early business classes, and construction classes, and the bulk of the course of the these are kind of our this program really got off the ground in Wisconsin because of the support from our Underinvestment program, which is the state energy, and they provided financial incentives for Wisconsin consumers who got site assessments through the MREA site assessment. So they, for a long time, paid for that cost, and it really helped build consumer awareness in Wisconsin. also do installer training, so we do some hot water installer training, and full charts of really that's the basis of professional knowledge goes down some certification. Raise your hand if you're familiar with NAMS. We'll talk about that in a little bit. That's the North American Board of Certified Practitioners, and they really manage the standard, installer standard guidelines. So this is what it looks like now in MREA. And we really, from when I started at MREA 2 years ago, and that organization was full of dedicated staff, and for a long time, and dedicated instructors that have been for a long time. We've done this despite the fact that they were much better. And they were, I would say the MREA was supported by the big last year with the popular law firms, and what this market transformation really represented to us is kind of broad expansion of these technologies and integration of the technical power system into basically a national platform of what we want to do. And it's really been interesting for us to figure out where this is leading. Why is this happening? I think there's three general goals that are causing this at the state, national, and local level. And the energy independence is obviously one. National and individual level, we see that we're getting people engagements, greenhouse gas reduction, and what we really are thinking, right now the way that we're looking at this marketplace is that we see three general characteristics of this market. First is innovation. This is by making scarcity customers secure. That's really what's happening out there. New products, new incentive structures, new partnerships, new financial models, new everything. And we're at this period in the solar PV and solar funding where every day is something. And that's the innovation cycle. And that's really a result of this whole, this large expansion of solar. Maybe you know what building that is? That's the Vatican. And I think they're really pushing to be the first energy independent state in the world. And I think there's two good things that implications of this mission. I can say this is that if an institution is hierarchical and conservative and backwards at the Vatican, and the second one is that the Vatican seems to think that on the end of this week. But really what we're seeing is that these technologies are crossing ideologies, crossing economic classes, and really we're seeing full expansion globally of their application. And the funny thing, and the thing that I think anyone should forget, is that these are the next trend that we're aware of that we've seen happen in the markets and where some of the indicators and some of the this graph basically represents, which I think is a similar industry, the organic industry. This represents from 1984 to now the consolidation of this so we're in this kind of market transformation, and we're really looking at these three characteristics. We look at developing solar training those first two bullet points say is how do I know your training is good? What's happening right now across the country is there are training organizations that are competent organizations that, just like this in hotels, they get your CEU for whatever association you are. Somebody comes in here, gives you a 7-hour lecture, your certificate long. And the question is, what standards are they training? What systems are they using to recruit instructors, to design courses, to manage resources, what process of improvement do they have? And I think that out those two pillars is incentivized at the state level or local level. It's really hard to develop training programs. And the second one really is that none of this happens in the local level. And I think too that it's going to is that it's very hard at a technical college level to convince your administrators that solo training is a good idea. You can't show them where these people can. So we really focus on these two pillars and really talk about. So professional certification, we follow NAPSAP certification. It's a continental standard. North American Board of Certified Practitioners. They've been around for close to 30 years. They actually know how long NAPSAP is. And the NAPSAP is done as their multi-stakeholder advisory group. They create a multi-stakeholder advisory group that looks at what it takes for a person in the field to competently install a system with PV solar thermal, and they create a job task analysis, which is a complete listing of all of those skills, and that basically forms the foundation that our curriculum is developed to satisfy every aspect of that job task analysis. And they can do their how well they're solar PV, and that really sets this curriculum standard. They do certification on training, so they manage this job task analysis, which is the foundation of the curriculum, and then they manage the certification test, which is a blend of both education and experience requirements. So for the NAPSAP, so if you want to do NAPSAP certified PV installer, which I know Tim is, are there any other NAPSAP certified installers here? There's 11 in the whole state of Illinois. There's 50 plus in Wisconsin. There's 7 in there's 60, which is 60 in Minnesota. So there's a disparity between the states. But basically, to achieve the NAPSAP certification, which is right now the industry standard for competency in both PV and solar thermal, the person would have to get a set amount of educational credits from ISPQ accredited training organization. They have to have 2 documented installations, and they have to pass the test. It's actually a pretty good process. And there's kind of a role the hardest part of taking the NAPSAP test is taking the second. So anyway, they certify, and they really were the New York State Energy Resources Development Agency. I think that's what it's considered. They're out of New York, and they really led on the East Coast, moving ahead these markets. And they have shown that they actually, their systems are based, they have an educational standard that they're charged with meet, but really what they do is that organization is charged by the state to inspect every single installation that happens in the world to make sure that it's their dollars. And they have shown that NAPSAP certified installers. And why is it becoming more and more important? Because 20 or 50 states now identify NAPSAP certification as a gateway to NAPSAP.
Can you comment, are there competing third-party accredited?
They're starting to be, for example, UL just started a training for PV, and I'm not fully informed on how it works. I know a lot of people that have went through it, but what their training is that it's described by most people online is that it's an actual training and certification. So they're basically taking a 4-year training and certification. There's a group out in California, ETL. Yeah, ETL. but they're moving ahead with their own kind of certification. And then there's always, at least in the PE world, there's always been unions that have their JATC program training. What we've seen happen, and this may change, is that really those union electricians that go through their training, they go to the so really, there's nobody that's touching that. We're seeing a lot of this kind of innovation in the marketplace. I would say that innovation model, we're seeing that in these one, I think, really great thing that NAPSAC has done is that they have for a long time focused on their PE college certification, but they're adding a new track, which is called PE Technical Sales Certification. And from my perspective, I think this is supposed to have a lot of influence in the market and that technical sales certification. The way I like to think about it is if you're an electrical shop and you have a number of master electricians, what we really need to think about is something as a technical sales certification. Those are people that those are a person that's trained to understand system siting, system sizing, the product manufacturers, system design, and sales. Really, that's what separates PE from traditional electrical work, is that PE integrates mechanical, it integrates electrical, it's tied to a variable resource, and its production is really influenced by the cycle of that system. That PE I put this slide just to mention that NAPSAC kind of stumbled a little bit, and they started offering what they were calling entry-level certificates. And so this entry-level exam was really meant after, say, 40-ish hours of training for someone to be able to take and say, I have this core level of competency. And what people started to say was, I have my certification from NAPSAC. What Ezra, who's the director of NAPSAC, would say is this entry-level exam certifies you to carry heavy stuff like that. And so they changed this on this entry-level exam. But this is really what we see happening. Tim, you guys have to be a word. So what we see happening is that lots of programs that develop their training, they use this as kind of a metric for their students. We've gone through our basic core training. Here's the NAPSAC exam. You pass that entry-level exam. And once you pass that entry-level exam, you basically need to take continuing education, go through system installs, and then attempt to get that certification. So it's good to know that there are these two-level exams in case you're talking to someone. They say, I passed my exam, but you know they passed the whole mark. So this analysis and advocacy piece, this is really, I believe that IRAC is an organization that is really moving as far as information sharing and understanding. They really move this market forward. They really manage these things. This is straight from their website. They call it Interstate Renewable Energy Council. They manage this connected to the grid piece. This is really interconnection standards and trends all over the country. ISPQ accreditation and certification, which I'll talk about in a bit. This workforce development piece, which really looks at trends and opportunities and jobs in renewable energy. The desire database, which is invaluable, I would say, right one thing out from this presentation, benefits of the desire database. That's a database of incentives, local utilities, state and national, from the entire country. That database that finds access to the state. We manage a number of publication reports and reports. The way that we really engage with IRAC is through the ISPQ accredited training program or training program accreditation. This is really that one pillar of whose programs are accredited. I think that what we would love to see is that logo, the ISPQ accredited logo, becomes a sign of quality training. Just as if you have any training that's filed to any university degree at they're the ones that are looking for this information. The MREA is accredited, and the instructors and programs that do it highly recommend. you can also pursue just a continuing education accreditation for specific courses. So they're really moving that accreditation forward, and we're working with this. When it comes down to it, the third pillar, as educators, we think of it as a push for the market. We can push, but if the market's not pushing students, we're pretty much stuck where we are. So the question becomes, I think, to this group, after seeing the presentations this morning, is what does this look like? Our strategy, our regional strategy, is seven-state partnership, that we're really looking state by state to see what level of workforce demand is going to be sustained, and what level of training we need to satisfy the workforce demand. The situation we don't want to be in is one where we build training programs. So when we think about solar market, again, kind of looking at these three pillars. In my presentation, I know it's these three pillars that really provide the market incentive for training. So the first is educated consumer population, part of the foundation. I mentioned this again, would like to re-emphasize, is that there's a lot, let's take it to MREA, a lot of effort and partnership with a lot of organizations to build minimum understanding of energy efficiency, energy use, renewable energy, renewable energy. I think one thing that MREA has done in partnership with this program and a number of organizations is advance the site assessment program, which takes a trained professional who goes into someone's house and explains to them all the activities of the system. Until people truly understand the energy that they use, the type of system that will best satisfy them, generally what it looked like on their property, and how much it would cost, and the cost modeling associated with that, they don't know. They get lots of these perceptions. And what we've seen in Wisconsin is this perception will persist in some sort of significant long-term financial incentives by the initiatives for consumers and businesses. I feel like usually when I talk about this bullet point, I use it on the as an example. I feel just last year, I don't know, it was kind of like, if you got two issues in the Chicago Tribune, the issue one day was like, state has renewable energy incentives, and the issue the next day was renewable energy incentives are depleted or not. And those are the kind of incentive strategies that don't provide real drive for the market. Even on the federal level, as we're reviewing these federal incentives every year, and don't know of a particular issue, that really halts investment and halts the growth of industry. And I think it's absolutely imperative that the state level great thing we have and the state level of national that we know is sustainable. And I also would like to say that is, I'm not asking us to subsidize renewable energy locally, basically subsidize fossil fuels. But what we're basically advocating or hoping for is a new and finally, commitment to professional standards and proper training promotes sustainable growth for businesses. We all know that if we, as a state, and I think this happens at a state level, we will provide some system that establishes a minimum standard of professionalism for the installers that we allow to install these systems. There's some check and balance on the quality of those systems that are installed. We've already seen how that happens. It's happening in cities and lots of bad systems. So in that, in general, with that in mind, that framework, those enablers for training program development, which is marketing development, we're moving forward with these three goals in our national initiative. We really, our model, the great advancement, we really is open source curriculum that's collaborative really concerned about the sustainability of programs, both how those programs are developed and move forward, but how those students actually reach out, which basically ties us up in this one. So we are in month, I believe, 5 of this grant, the U.S. Department of Energy, Investment funds. They funded an opportunity announcement last year to participate, for organizations to participate in this national effort to advance solar training across the country. This is their model called Remembering That We Was the Home Level. The top ring is the national administrator. Those orange rings that are called regional training providers, and the blue rings are local educational institutions. What that model basically says, what the MREA's role in this grant is as an orange ring, but we're also a blue ring. What those orange rings are supposed to do is work with training programs like TIM's training program and help build their capacity both in curriculum and instructor training and local partnerships that make programs work. And we're supposed to share our best practices with the national administrator, which is just been chosen in their IRAC. And that national administrator is able to work with all of us regional training partners to help establish a standard for curriculum and a national network for their instructor program. And that's kind of the model that we're working on there. This is what it looks like nationally. There are 9 of us. We're in a nice sunny spot in the middle of the country. And we went for Hawaii. Didn't get it. We got UP instead, so Bill. So we are a 7-state partnership. Those partner organizations include the MREA as the regional training provider in Michigan, as Northwest Michigan College, where we both consider for that program. In Ohio, it's Green Energy Ohio, and most rapid investigators. In Indiana, it's Duke University in Indiana, grad students back there. In Illinois, it's now IGEN, Heartland, IGEN, ICC, is there? How do you guys?
All the above.
All the above. It's really just Adrian. In Iowa, it's Center for Energy and Environmental Education, Procedure for Lead, and that's Jeff Carroll, we're sitting in that room. And in Minnesota, it's the Minnesota Renewable Energy Society. And we're actually all meeting here tomorrow in our strategic planning session to determine our priority activities for the next year. So we really have a lot of but you can see that there are different organizations across the country that identify to use solar training and I think what's interesting to understand about this is what the Department of Energy tells us is that this is not some sort of democratic egalitarian process. They want to see solar training that has a direct connection to jobs and that satisfies these metrics for program sustainability. And they don't care if every single one in Texas or every single one in the Midwest. They want to see if this happens based on the models. So for us in the Midwest, if we want to move this market forward, we want to build training programs, we have to do it in this partnership. So like I said, it's a 7-state partnership with 5 funding support from the DOE and really our big goal is to build solar training capacity. To do this, what we did is form an organization that we're hoping will have sustainability beyond this DOE funding, U.S. Solar Training Network. And that's the website there. And right now on that website, you can see all of the things that we have in the pipeline. You can see all of the education courses specific for instructors that any organization is offering in the U.S. So I recommend if you're interested in training, we're really looking at our partnership through program development pathways. First, it will be for instructors, a series of instructor trainings that begins with what we call the 5A Institute, and which leads instructors into good pathways that they might be interested in. For example, hands-on installation training. We look at our instructors that come in, there are generally, and this is a generic statement, but there are generally 2 types. There are installers that are out there in the field working, but don't necessarily have teaching experience. And but they are the people that really manage this technology. They're on top of what this looks like. It's an emerging and changing technology. And they're incredibly second group that we have that are always incredibly talented instructors are those technology instructors or AAW instructors that have lots of experience in the classroom that have fundamentals of electricity or plumbing, HVAC, and then with that really good knowledge. So what we look at is how do we satisfy and build the capacity of those instructors as we have training so with program assistance, we're really looking at also engaging, we like to engage instructors at the individual level, but we're really looking at engaging education institutions at an administrative level and forming partnerships with their programs. And that includes developing site assessment, site assessment programs, doing instructor mentoring, tracking, helping institutions track towards accreditation, training that design and development. And finally, and this is the piece that I think really helps connect all this together, is building those regional strategic partnerships with organizations that really help that market grow and really help students get placed in internships and jobs. So those are kind of the three areas that we're really focusing on our training. These are the things we have coming up. Like I said, tomorrow we'll have a lot more in place, but now what we've done with training lab design is create a lab design database and solar equipment pool that we can use as resources to engage institutions to conduct training lab design and installation courses to really expand the lab offerings and improve the lab systems that our students are using and really tie those labs to education. So we're trying to build a pathway to basically connect product suppliers and these educational lab designs and provide them to institutions in this process to really train them. And that's our first event for that. That's open to people that are instructors to our first training. Or if you're really committed and you convince me that it's going to be great for you to train. And we have 5-day instructor institutes for So, kind of to start with conclusion, really, what do I see is happening in solar training and what will be proactive and what will we react to? Touch at this. What's really going on is we have advocacy for this in all levels. It's kind of like a lot of smoke on the fire. Everybody thinks that this should happen, but nobody can tell me how their students are going to close their jobs. Everybody wants this to happen. We're seeing from the student level to the instructor level to the administration, to us, to the Department of Energy, to the Department of Labor, to state organizations, associations, everybody wants it. There's been this federal funding blip that someone a couple weeks ago told me $11. How are you going to spend your money? But that's just a blip. We have American Recovery and Reinvestment money on it. You guys can see that. We saw it in the presentations this morning. Is that funding comes, and the question becomes is how are we using that funding to create sustainable programs? There's lots of entrance and influence by major players. Right now, we're limited that much, but there are a lot of new people on the block, and we're excited about it. We have for the last 20 years, so that this stuff should be taught in the system, and it's just a matter of policy. These 40-hour fly-by-night programs, some are good, some are not. Move to accreditation and standardization. We're really excited about that. It's changing incentive and regulatory landscape. That, to be honest with you, I feel like our programs are really going to be connected to what this left. We feel like this particular indicator, what this incentive landscape looks like, people who establish feed-in tariffs, who establish incentives, who really get into this stuff, that's where the jobs are going to be, and that's probably where we're going to be. So, just really quickly, I thought I'd finish this way, because I think it really shows the challenges that we face. Just really quickly, 4 models I think that have a lot of relevance right now to solar training and we see as a challenge. The first one is Lewis and growth. We kind of talked about this, despite our efforts, we're seeing at the MREA, despite our efforts, which is the dotted line on the bottom, peaking as far as the impact. The question becomes, what is that limitation? What is that limiting factor that we need? If there were no limiting factors, more efforts, more people training, more jobs, etc. And we see this at the MREA, and we're always trying to deal with. That's basically, we see this in almost every problem we have right now, is that you have a problem symptom, you think that you have a solution, it's really a symptomatic solution, not a fundamental solution. You invest a whole bunch of money in that, you get some results, and what continues to happen is that problem continues to get worse. And I think this applies to renewable energy, is that solar is not the answer. Renewable energy right now, for most people, is not the answer. The answer is that they need to understand what energy is. They need to understand how to use it. They need to understand how to reduce their consumption of it. And then renewable energy makes sense. And so we always found more efficiency. And we always found more conservation. And I think that's what we need to do. Success to the successful. This is the consolidation model that we're trying to avoid in the education landscape, is that we invest all of our money in just a few because we really like to see is different strategies. For example, what's more important? What do you think is more important? Offering a full-on degree program that leads to PV installer certification, or integrating PV into an electrical apprenticeship program so that those electrical apprentices can do it? I think the debate is on who knows. I don't really know the answer. What's more important, focusing on training new people in the workforce, new technical college grads, or focusing an apprenticeship program and retraining those on-the-work workers that are looking to have more skills? That's a priority. What we would like to see is we would like to avoid this idea of consolidating all our efforts into one true technical training program and really put out and finally, I think that this is a model that the MREA has passed through, and I'm sure that Kankakee has passed through, and other programs have passed through, and that anybody who's starting a solar program will, this will happen to them, is that what will happen is that you have new instructors, you have new equipment, you have new curriculum, and it will be good. It will be hard, and you won't get the results that you want. And the fear will be that you stop investing.